What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are shouting out to the Dragon Riders today. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we're talking about Bitcoin Cash. In case you didn't notice, everyone's like, "What are the Dragon Riders? What does he mean?" When he says, "Shout out to the House of the Dragon." You are, baby. You're in it whether you know it or not. If you are a participant in the Bitcoin Cash Investors Club or Developers Club or just the Watchers Club, you want to see it succeed in some form or another, you're a dragon rider, man. We have all types of dragons, all types of riders. $434. We're down a little bit today. We're riding the little red dragon, but looking like it wants to mature into a fully developed green dragon here pretty soon. 433. You know, whenever we break out of a range and there's absolutely no volume, I get giddy. I really do think that we're going to see the opposite effect come in a very short amount of time. And it likely, you move down like this, rather tenacious. It's not like the most aggressive move down, but, you know, rather tenacious. Without any volume, it gives me the impression that when we move up, it'll be even more so. It'll be even more aggressive, more tenacious. It'll be more vivacious, whatever the word is, that means that it's going to be a faster, larger move. And I do think that once we are returning to this side here, this will be the attempt in which we do break out to the upside, because now we've cleared out all the jeets, all the panic sellers, all the people who quote unquote think they know what they're doing, but they're not paying attention to certain key things like volume. I do think that we'll move up from here. Let's look at the short-term stuff and then we'll zoom back out. Looking at the 1 hour time frame. Volumes coming in on the last candle, whatever, a little bit. We look at this on Coinbase. We actually have a gap, so we probably see a little bit more volatility. I mean, we could come back down to like 430. I wouldn't be surprised. These 1 hour gaps on Coinbase are not to be trifled with, man. I'm telling you, especially with Bitcoin Cash. You know, it's kind of odd. Such a large market cap coin has such a large gap there. We might even see a little bit more of some upside and then inevitably coming down. It would be unfortunate if we did move up here and then we just moved back down. That would be unfortunate because then we're showing some type of M structure. But even still, I would be bullish on Bitcoin Cash. I don't care. 1 hour time frame, looking at the RSI. I mean, yeah, the RSI looks bullish. If it wasn't for that gap, I'd have no qualms at all. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD is flipping green here, which is, oh nope, now it's not. Maybe I thought it was, but it wasn't. I don't know. I thought I saw green, but maybe I was just seeing things. It's about to flip green though. And I mean, overall, it actually is taking on a bullish posturing. So the 1 hour time frame does look bullish. Gap be damned. We're probably going to keep moving up. 4 hour time frame. And again, statistically speaking, these gaps do fill, like with a 98, 99% likelihood. But there is a chance that it doesn't fill. There is that chance. There's always that chance. So I mean, it doesn't have to fill. Or maybe, you know, maybe the 1 hour is bullish. Maybe we're looking at this right. It is bullish. We have 43 minutes left. Maybe we fill that gap and then we still move up. You know, like it doesn't have to be this extreme just because of that. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, the 1 hour gets me excited. I have to be honest. The 4 hour is a bit disappointing, just a little bit, because you had this V-shaped recovery. You should have moved up here, and you forfeited it. Whatever. Typically, when you forfeit a V-shaped recovery, that's not always the most positive thing, but I don't think it's going to hurt us here. Looking at this from a low to a high point, bouncing off the 0.5, Bitcoin Cash does like its 0.5. It likes to interact with that area. If we're looking at this with our indicators, the RSI is bouncing off the 40. We have broken out of this kind of lower high dynamic here, lower low dynamic there. There's positive things going on. Rejecting the 50 is not good, but rejecting the 50 and finding support at the 40, that is good. Stochastics finding support at the 50. MACD building bullish momentum. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on in the 4 hour as well. Looking at the daily time frame, again, we got a lower daily low close. Not a lot of volume though. And if we just go through Bitcoin Cash's history, like its brief history here, notice that once you got the higher daily high close here, that was the top. That was the top. We got the higher daily. We were in this range. We got the higher daily high close. That was basically the top right there. We put this here, right here. We got the higher daily high close. That was the top right there. What am I getting at, man? We got this range here. Low, there's the low close. We got a lower daily close. That was the low. What I'm getting at here is that Bitcoin Cash likes to mess with us. It's a volatile, squirrely little thing, and it likes to mess with you. I mean, as soon as you get a daily higher close here, you're at the top, and you move down. It's just what it is. We didn't get a lower daily low close here, so no clear signal there. But even here, relative to this range, right, you're closing above all these highs, and that was the relative top. And then you went down, you formed a lower low, and then you moved up. It's a very tricky, frisky little thing here. And the fact that we have a lower daily low close, I'm just making that same connection that, yeah, I think we're probably going to see some upside here. A rather rapid escalation to the upside here. If we're looking at any kind of price action around this area before, you know, from this low to just the high of that day, we saw a 27% pump. From here, from this same kind of area to the high of the next day, 27% pump. From here, you know, and it wasn't in a day, but it was in a week, we saw a 31% pump or a 29% pump. Oh no, it was a week instead of a day. But just very, very, very rapidly do we move up from this range to something that's a more than 20% growth, right? And even decay. We also see some pretty quick drops throughout this range too, but we've dropped enough. I think it's time to turn the tide. The volume is dying off, and I do believe we'll move to the upside. We did say that, and I wasn't expecting this at the top, but we have addressed this as a possibility that once we go right below this low, that will be the low, and that we do move up. Bitcoin Cash loves to do that. There's a scenario where we go below this low, and we're still bullish. And hey, we're in that scenario now. Looking at this with our daily indicators, stochastics look like they want to come out of the oversold zone. They want to do it. We got 10.5 hours left in the day. Depends on if the day closes green, but even if it doesn't, maybe tomorrow we close green enough to get out of this. I mean, I think the stochastics look like they want to get out of the oversold zone, which is positive. The daily RSI does have it's bearish overall. It's bearish overall, but bouncing off the oversold zone is nice. It's bearish overall though. We gotta wait. The MACD is semi-bearish here, but there's also some positive things going on. I mean, rejecting this area is never a good thing, but bearish momentum's dying off as soon as this rejection occurred. We're really in a position where we could cross through this zero level here with our oscillators, the blue and orange line. They can cross above this threshold right here sometime this month and probably even over the coming weeks. And that cross, well, we look at the cross down here. That was the beginning of a move that, you know, took you from about 600 all the way down to 427. The cross up that we had here, that was the beginning of a move that took you from like roughly 547 all the way up to 680. You know, like over a $100 move is probably coming to the upside, and I would suspect that we don't stop. I'm starting to suspect that we don't stop here, but that we do stop more at these points of resistance here, closer to $600. We're at 433 now, so I think some exciting stuff is coming. We just got to be patient, my friends. I don't think there's anything else to say. I've talked enough today, so hit that like button, subscribe. Bullish divergence on the weekly MACD. RSIs at the same levels we like to bounce. Same old stuff. We are in this consolidation phase, whatever shape you want to give it, and we are at the bottom of it clearly. So time to move up. Take care. Bye-bye.